this is gonna stay. Oh yeah, got a lot to say. We'll go for it. It's all right, guys. You know me, I have to get everything adjusted why I'm in front of you. Why I'm in front of you. We're going to talk about some stuff I think needs to be talked about. So, I had to get a new Apple iPad, so we'll see how this one works. So in my Signal group, I warned you guys back in July what was about to unfold, and that they're very good at getting you to react. And this week, everybody just failed the test on that. I mean, they just went into reaction mode. So I want to talk about certain things to give a reality to it so you can get focused back on what you need to focus on. So then I'm going to talk about the contracts for 4D that I'm downloading and giving to each individual, because I think that'll help people get out of that mode. I know it's early in the morning, but well, I guess it's not. It's 12:30 here. But we're going to go over a couple things. So, fear. Fear is something that triggers the flesh in many ways. It is programmed since a young age to be triggered by it. Just boom. You know, it just goes right into the soul and, you know, puts it in a state of, you know, and you gotta look outside that box on that and go, I'm not doing that. I'm not going to acknowledge that. Like my Signal group, I've worked on them for a year. They're not in that mode. They're in there focus on what needs to be focused on. But this really shows what the communities are not doing their job. They're not getting you prepared. They're not preparing you to be independent. They are not preparing you to go within yourself to access this information, and you wouldn't be in this mode. But that shows you how that they're not doing their job, that they're just slowly trickling everything out. And I call bullshit on that. They're just doing it on purpose, just so you'll run back and then to them. And I tell you what, the creator, prime creator, is like, we're done with anything in between at all. It's just you and him. And there's no reason why you can't access that information and check into that information. It's getting ridiculous. We need to get into the standard of a little higher quality of information. And I am so sick of all these roadblocks and this illusion coming from a different view, coming in and stopping you. It's stopping you. It's stopping you on purpose. Totally on purpose. So, I told you, well, I told the Signal group that there's going to be triggers this week. You know, they talked about rivers, they talked about ice falling, they talked about sinkholes. Taking the bait. So you need to let it play out and step behind it and just breathe and go, okay? Just tone it down and look at it, the Kermit, the show, and just say, okay, but I'm not allowing that into my energy, and I'm not allowing that existence. We went back, let's go back 2 years, and things were supposed to be presented at your front door. And they were, you know, that whole process with that never happened. They never came, right? Here we are again. It's not going to happen again. It's just another Kermit the Show process. And it's just people, it's just like something that works. You know, the soul works with that trigger mode and it plugs right back in, and here you are again. That's not what we want. Not at all. I mean, you got to get back into that oneness. You got to get back into that unfuckable stage that they can't fuck with you, and stop listening to it. It's all around you. It's all around you. So I'm gonna talk about something else. So when high profile people are under certain protection, how can I say this? They're untouchable. Even their property is untouchable. And they're ahead of the game. They have cameras, everything. So, however you think that Florida was invaded, it was baited. It was allowed to. That was good chess move. It was allowed to. It was not something that the process of the dumb Democrats have power over. But it's a chess move. A chess move to make to another move of a chess move. And they fall for it every time. And so you have to look at things in an illusion of why it's forming the way it is. Forming. Maybe to be of witness. Maybe. Because when you go to court, you never know what evidence they have, but also on the defense, who knows what they can bring in. So, it's just a bait show. So what else? Why would they feed you a bait show right now? Why would that happen? That's why people are getting handcuffed. So I'm sure that'll slowly develop later. So yeah, this is just ridiculous. So, and it's keeping you from focus on what you should be doing, getting ready for 4D. I'm just telling you. So, I told you back in July, or not before July, that the gas prices would start dropping the first week of July, and they started doing that, and they're starting to go down. So let's talk about a little bit of standards of food, and I've said this in another video. Just say the standards of food for our country have changed. And those other chemical foods cannot be up on the market. So I'm sure with those companies, they have a choice to destroy it or store it. And I'm pretty sure they're not going to store it. So especially the big W can't find the cheap subcontractors to buy the cheap stuff no more. Just saying. And infant formula needs to be destroyed. So if you see just food destroyed, I want you to think in a different way. It does not meet the standards. So along with those ships being out at sea, we didn't need that crap. Things are changing. So they want you to remember that as you're looking at it, as you're triggered by something, but it's not good formula. So we'll see if there's new products in that category appearing, because there's a lot of new products that are showing up that are very organic and good. So I am, and I've been doing this, and the results of the 4D contracts, because I told you guys how it happened. It was in a dream, and they showed me what I had to do. And I've been doing that, and I think the contract information has been pretty good for each individual, because it does not reside in the 3D, it resides in the 4D, and your process in that, and what it has to do with that contract. So I take you to a place to reveal that information. So that's offered if you want to feel relieved about certain things for yourself. So, so the thing is, you know, right now, I'm not worried about anything. Things are not timelines. Things are, when things are completed, and then other things can move on. Sometimes we have to look at things as an example. So society understands things as an example. So I'd say the last two, what did I say? Frogs that are leaders. That's going to be an example for our world. That's why they haven't been pushed down. So at some point it has to be an example. And we're at that process of seeing it. But you should be paying attention, like, to meditation and getting in bigger groups of these spiritual people and the warriors. The warriors should be getting together now, and I'm talking about the spiritual warriors as a group, and getting these people through these doors now. Not, thinking that, we'll do that later. No, I'm telling you people now that are spiritual leaders, get your butt in gear and start leading them to the door that they need to go through, because that's what Creator wants. Right at that brink of 4D, they're ready for it. You came here to do this, now complete the job and do it and take care of it. You have a responsibility to do it. So stop worrying about what's going on in 3D and get your people aligned and lead them to the light and get them ready. And that's from Creator. So, because these people are ready. So, and as in, to understand that the flesh body will not go with you there. There is no flesh body going with you. No flesh body. And I don't care who says it's going up there. It is not going up there. I'll debate them time and time again about some flesh body going up there. It's not happening. You'll be at an elusive state of energy. It's a frequency. We're a filter of energy. And that's what you're going to go back to. And that is what your higher source is going to go back to. And the memory is going to come back to. But you are not going to do it in this physical, limited vessel. It's not happening that way. And that's why, 90% of us spiritual people don't want to be in it. And we're up there because it's better. It's better. And the limitation is none. There is no limitation. So I don't know why they're teaching that you're going to take your physical body. It's not happening. And then another thing, they're not teaching them that we as vessels do not look like humans up there. It doesn't. Every time I've done a drawing and everything, I'm not saying they don't look like humans. Sorry. They don't have human problems either. So, but that veil of understanding is different. And I'm just saying this because we're at a point that you should be further along. And you're further along because people that were in charge of you or you led by spirit are not leading you. They are just doing the circle, doing the circle. Ask yourself why you're still sitting in that. They're not opening the door for you to see, not for them to see, for you to see it yourself. For you to see. It's accessible now. Wasn't before, but that is now. So, I mean, it's just what they show you here, and what you do here is all seen. And if you were led by the flesh, that is seen. And if you led them to the light and did the diligent thing and did it the right way, that is seen too. And you have nothing to worry about. But get off your ass and do what you were supposed to do when you were seated here. The body self-combusts. It's funny, if you go into nature and you look at animals, there's a quietness and an in-sync energy that's there. You know why? Because they're ahead of us. They're ahead of acknowledging it. They're ahead of being in it, feeling it, transpiring with it. That is where we should be. They are not looking at any type of TV, but they are definitely paying attention to the energy. So, go outside. You want to look at things that are changing? Look at nature, how it's changing. Our planet is shifting different every day, every hour. It's changing. And so I just don't like it when people are misled. I don't like how they try to lead you in a circle and not tell you the full story. It's very unfair, especially when you have the doors that are in front of you that you can access them, and they're just not showing you that. They're not showing you it. So, as above, so below is here. Everybody that needs to be here is here. So if they don't show you it, you access it yourself. And so be prepared for more situations, but don't put your mindset into that. It's a different view, and you just move on. Because there's something wrong, nature will tell you what's happening. They're very in tune to that. So right now, she is moving, she is roaring, she is flooding, and rivers might be running red and volcanoes might be erupting soon, but it's all part of a detoxifying her planet. And eventually this planet will be put in a hibernation phase because of what man has done to it. So I was just, this week, I was just shocked at how many people were triggered. And that just shows me how people are not leading you. It's upsetting. It's not upset just to me. It's upset upstairs too. Because, when everything comes below the ground, you're supposed to be at a mode of acceptance and accepting that vision in that way, and that interpretation, and that well, you might see it as a physical appearance, but you got to be at a mindset of acceptance. And we need to get there. So if you ask for that guidance and they will not give it to you, you move on and you find it where you can get it. And be determined about getting it. Be determined about it. So, and if they don't show you, you know where my website is. I'll do what I can to show you it. Because these warriors and these spiritual teachers and these shamans, they need to get their ass in gear and start showing them the door. And they need to start working together. Because I tell you, the new type of love that is up there is embracing. It's an energy that's all consistent together. It's not outside the lines of individuals. It's a consistent energy together. And that's where we need to be together. And we should be at that point by now. And we're not. It has to be there. So, we have to get to that process. So, I'm going to try to get on YouTube more just because of this subject, because of these issues that are not being guided and shown. But how do I explain this to you? When I go up and I see stuff now, I'm not afraid of anything. It's no fear. It's just a human condition. And the higher vibration you go, the more consistency of higher vibration music, staying in the light. I mean, identifying negative and just dismissing it is the best thing you can do. Take their food away. Fear is their food. Negativity is their food. If you do not reside in that process, you are not feeding anything. So let's starve the negative. Let's starve them by staying in the light, staying in that balance, and staying consistent and leading those people. Because the more we get up there, the less there's down here that's in darkness. I'm telling you, that is their source. Anger, negativity, and of course the flesh needs. You got to get out of those too if you can. Because that's going to starve them. It's going to starve them. So I'm saying this to the spiritual leaders, the warriors that were seated here. You need to get off your ass and do what you committed to do. This isn't a game. Finish the assignment. So, so if you guys, you can go into my signal group and you can embrace your energy with a bunch of those great people that are in there, and they are ahead of the game. And come in there and they'll show you, and it doesn't cost you a dime to talk to them or get information. So because they're waiting there to show you, because they know their mission. So if you have any questions or anything like that, I'm here. I've been busy, but I'm here. But I had to be very direct today because I was very upset of what I'm seeing. This circle crap, what's going on? So we don't need that no more. I don't need it anymore. So you guys know how to contact me. You know my website. You know my information. So stay in the light and open yourself to the information that is optional to you. You just have to want it. Good night, guys.